Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to go on to Timberdoodle Scheduler and see what that looks like for the first time. So I have not gone on here before. I wanted to explore it with you guys. I did get a question in one of my unboxing videos, my Timberdoodle unboxing videos, on the scheduler and how that works. And so I'm curious about it as well. So I'm going to go in on the scheduler and I'm going to show you sort of what it looks like. And I'm just going to go through the process of using the scheduler and letting you see how that works and how to go about setting it up. So the scheduler is something that comes free when you order a Timberdoodle kit. I'm not exactly sure on the cost if you buy it separately. So it came with both of my kits. So I'm going to just go with one of my kits and just go through and show you what it looks like to schedule things out using the Timberdoodle scheduler. Okay, so let me get on to my computer here and I will be sharing my screen so you can take a look at what's happening on my computer. So here we are. It is scheduler.timberdoodle.com and it tells you how to set up your scheduler here. So activate your curriculum, your order number and code is needed. So that was just in my email. I did this earlier. And then you're going to create your schedule, start date, days, breaks. You're going to adjust your curriculum, add or remove items and subjects, print and save your schedule, daily, weekly views, and track progress, digital and paper checklists. So sounds interesting. So I have the 6th grade curriculum and I have the 8th grade curriculum. I feel like I want to go with the 6th grade curriculum. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not sure why I have two showing up here, but I'm going to go ahead and start with one of these 6th grade curriculums. So what is the student's name? Make up a name here. Let's say James. All right, so James is in 6th grade. When do you want the schedule to start? Let's say we're going to start the day after Labor Day, as that is likely when we will start. So the 3rd of September. Do you want this curriculum scheduled Monday through Friday? Yes. Schedule by end date. I don't know if I should pick no, maybe. Maybe I should just do 4 days a week. That's more realistic. I'm going to go with no, and I'm just going to do 4 days a week because there's always going to be a day where we are, not one whole day, but usually there's some partial days there. So it would make sense to schedule it 4 days a week for us. End date, I'm going to schedule by weeks. I'm going to say 34 weeks because honestly, we can probably only squeeze in, 34 to 36 weeks, full weeks. That's the thing. Like we have a lot of partial weeks and I think we end up doing more than 36 weeks. But yeah, I'm going to put 34, even though I just want to condense it a little to make sure we have extra days to do other things. Let's just say that. Do you want any curriculum breaks? Yes, we're going to need some breaks. Let's say a week off in November. We'll say that. Honestly, we're going to need more weeks off than that, but let's just see. Let's say we usually take like 3 weeks off around Christmas. So I'm going to go with the 16th through 3rd of January. I'm going to add a spring break. Okay, these are the minimum number of breaks we would take. We generally take days off here and there. That's what we do. First week of April. I'm not sure if it's going to be this week this year. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to go with that. That's our breaks for now. Okay. So for language arts that I got from Timberdoodle, we definitely have more language arts than this. So it'll be interesting to see if I can add things in here. So we have easy grammar and spelling UCF and typing. Okay, so I'm interested to see how they're going to schedule that out. Let's just add some more courses because my kids would be doing more than this. So let's say, what would we do for writing? I'm going to say the 6th grader is doing Wordsmith Apprentice because I think that looks like a cool course for writing. It's a 36-week. Okay, so it says its total units is 36. So what does that mean? I don't know. Is it 36 weeks? Or can I adjust that? Okay, so I have to tell them what it is. Okay, so I'm not gonna choose that. I'm not gonna choose things I don't have. So let me delete that. Okay, I'm gonna add some things that I actually have, or things that I can schedule out easily. Okay, so I can add a custom course. So maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna add a custom course. And I'm gonna add their IEW, Fables, Myths, and Fairy Tales. And this course subject is language arts. They're gonna start at the same day. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some things here so I can include this information. All right, so we have this here, and we are currently starting lesson 11, and I would like to finish this next year. So that means I have 19 lessons left. So 19, I'm gonna say lessons. Okay, so it's lessons and the number of units. This item reoccurs. Sure. Yeah, I'll say weekly. And how many do you want to complete each week? Okay, so I have to tell them that. So I guess if there's 19, I'll just do one a week, I guess. No. I guess I'll do it Mondays and Tuesdays. How many do you want to complete? All right, we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. I guess that's what we're doing. We're experimenting. And then what else would I have? So I have grammar, and I have typing, and I have spelling. My son would also have phonics, so I'm going to add that here. So we're going to do explode the code. And it is language arts. And I'm going to say pages. And daily, let's say 2 pages a day. And yes, I guess. Okay. So I'm not going to add a whole bunch, but that is what I'm adding so far for language arts. Okay, so language arts, he has those 5 things there. And then we'll save and continue. Okay, so then they tell me for language arts, 1 lesson a day for spelling you see. There's 115 lessons Monday through Thursday, 20 to 21 pages per week in easy grammar because of this number of pages, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 3 sessions per week of typing instructor, 87 sessions Monday through Thursday. 1 lesson per week would give me 29 lessons. So I'll probably do half of that anyways, half. And then explode the code 1 page per day. I want to do 2 pages a day, so I'm not sure how to change that. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's telling me to do 1 page a day for explode the code. Okay, let's go to thinking skills. All right, so these are the things that I got for thinking skills. That is fine. We'll save and continue. And so they're going to say we're going to do 3 to 4 pages a week in the basics of critical thinking. Grizzly Gears, 2 to 3 challenges per week, and there's 80 challenges, so that's interesting to know. And then the thinking toolbox, 1 to 2 lessons per week because there's 35 lessons. Okay, so save and continue. And then here are, so history, I feel like I got more than this. All right, let's see what else I could add here. I did get some other history things. So I'm going to add in this, the story of us, part 1. Total units, this many chapters, okay. Which days of the week it may appear? Yeah, sure. No extra breaks. Do you want the units loaded in the schedule? Spread evenly through the weeks, I guess. Okay, and well, let's say we're also going to do Uncle Sam and You for government this year as well, because that just seems like something I would do. So 5 units per interval weekly, 5 lessons per week, it says. Yes, they can choose what days. No, I don't want breaks. Spread it out evenly. Okay. All right, so this is an example of a history, very heavy history, but something I would probably do. And so then they tell me in a 34-week schedule, I would do 3 to 4 pages per week of the search and the family secret, 3 to 4 pages a week in stealing home, 5 to 6 chapters in a history of us, and 4 to 5 lessons per week in Uncle Sam and You. Okay. Oh, so this is in history and geography. So maybe I'll go back to history and I will delete this one here. So I removed it. And then this is in history and geography, already there. So that's fine. And so they'll tell me what I need to do there. Okay, save and continue. So now we have my science. So let's just see what they say for science. So 5 to 6 lessons a week, half chapters, 5 sections. All right, so 5 to 6 times a week doing a half chapter or 5 sections. Okay, so that's good to know. That's something I don't have to figure out myself. We have photography for teens for art, 1 to 2 lesson assignments or workshops per week. There are 36 lesson assignments or workshops, and that's Monday through Thursday. Okay. Mixed by me, don't know how they're going to schedule that, so let's take a look. 1 activity per week, and there's only 1 activity. So really that just means do it once or just have it available, right? And then we have add course and add subjects. So I could add more things if I wanted, but I just want to see what happens when I get to the end of all this. Save and continue. All right, so here is the schedule summary. So you could base your planning on this. Of course, you need to use your own judgment. This is a tool. It's not going to tell you exactly what makes sense, but it can give you some ideas on how much of something you need to do in order to complete it within the year or within the time that you are asking for. So spelling UC level F, 1 lesson daily. There's 115 daily lessons. I feel like there are more than that. I feel like spelling UC has 36 weeks and 5 lessons, and that's 180. So I'm not sure why it says 115 daily lessons there. Easy grammar. So you would know you have 20 to 22 pages per week to do. Once again, that is not something that I would be frantically trying to complete in 1 year. That's a lot of pages of grammar. I would probably do, I don't know, 2 pages of maybe work. And then if there's some lessons, there's usually lesson pages. Actually, this does include all the teachers' lessons as well. So you could cut that in half. So it's actually 10 pages a week, 10 to 11 pages a week, which is much more reasonable. Still think that's too much grammar, so I might do more closer to 4 pages, 5 pages, maybe 6 pages, and then just plan on spreading it out through multiple years. That's just how I do things here. Typing instructor, so there's 87 sessions, so you would do it 2 to 3 times a week and complete the typing, so that's good to know. Then IEW, like I entered that in, so I would do like a half lesson a week personally, and there are 29 lessons. Well, there are 19 lessons I know that we need to complete. So that should get me through pretty close to through if I do 1 lesson every 2 weeks. Not to the end entirely, but probably enough that I would be happy with it. Explode the code. It says 1 page a day. I would be doing 2 pages a day until we finish it. So that's where I would actually do more than the scheduler says. So then thinking skills, good to know. You want to do 3 to 4 pages per week. So maybe twice a week, do about 2 pages. Grizzly Gears, there's a bunch of challenges, so you could schedule that in, or it could be just something that you let your kids play on the side. That's more likely what we would do. We probably wouldn't schedule it, but if you really wanted to make sure that it was getting used, you would do 2 to 3 challenges per week. And then thinking toolbox, 1 to 2 lessons per week. There are 35 lessons. So if I said I was doing it for 36 weeks of school, then I would obviously just do 1 lesson per week. But because I have 34, it's going to tell me do 1 to 2 lessons. So if you did 2, you would be done a lot faster before the end of the year. If you do 1, then you're probably not going to finish it based on what I said. And then we have The Search and the Family Secret, which are some books, as well as Stealing Home. These are graphic novels. I wouldn't read 3 to 4 pages per week. I would just include it when we were studying that time period and just read the whole book at some point, like over a few days or a few weeks. So I probably wouldn't follow that. Uncle Sam and You, good to know. You need to do 1 lesson a day pretty much every day. of the week if you want to complete it in a year. So definitely would not expect to finish that all in a year in our situation. For the history of us, there's 5 to 6 chapters per week. So good to know. Once again, we might do a few chapters a week, but we're probably not going to do 5 to 6 chapters a week. So we just plan on taking longer for that, unless they're really short chapters. Then Science in the Atomic Age, 5 to 6 lessons a week. So half a chapter or 5 sections. So that is another one we probably would not completely finish in a year, just because that seems like a lot. Art, photography for teens, 36 lessons. I believe that can be a high school credit, even though it's included in this 6th grade curriculum. And actually, we are going to be using it as a high school half a credit. So 36 lessons would mean that my daughter would need to do 2 assignments per week, and that seems very doable for a half credit course. So if you did 1 to 2 lessons, I guess the same thing. You can do 1 lesson a week, or you can do 2 lessons a week and finish a little earlier. And then the Mix by Me, 1 activity per week. There's really only 1 activity, so you would just use it once. All right, so let's see what happens when I push save and continue. We have now completed the schedule. The schedule will appear in the dashboard. Okay, so here's my dashboard. Here is James's schedule. Starts on September 3rd, and it is based on the customizer. So let's take a look at this. So it says, welcome back. To view or print a schedule or log your progress, click the checklist button. You can use the edit schedule button to update a schedule. If you want to duplicate or delete a schedule, click on the 3 dots. Looking for a feature, click the help link to view our FAQs, or use the green button in the bottom right to send us a message. All right, so let's see what happens when I click on this. Okay, so I have all of the things that we went through here, and then here is the checklist. Very interesting. Okay, so then you could give this to your child, and they could go through and check things off as they do it. So per week, daily lessons 1 to 3. I'm not sure why it's 1 to 3 lessons. And pages, easy grammar, pages 1 to 19. So I think there are 19 checks here. Typing, so 3 times, they could check that off. They did a lesson of IEW, 6 pages of Explode the Code. All right, so that is a checklist that you could give your child, and when they were done, they would know that they complete their work, or you would know that they have completed their work. All right, so that's the weekly view, I'm assuming. So that's the weekly view, and you can print these off individually. And the daily view. Okay, so every day, if you wanted to do something daily, you could give them this. And so I think it's going to be a lot different if you do it daily versus weekly, because I don't know, why are we doing 13 pages of grammar on day 1? Okay, Wednesday, much less. Thursday, more easy grammar. Friday, break. Okay. So Monday, oh, because we had 3 days that week. So it's going to schedule out for me. So Monday, they tell you what to do. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. All right, so that's pretty interesting. Personally, I really like to customize my own. So I would use the feedback that they give probably in general and just use those as guidelines, but this is really cool if you want to have something that will schedule it out for you, and if it works, you could try it out and see if it works, and I think you can go in and adjust things. So then we have, let's see, we have progress. So I can, okay, so I can click these off as I complete things. I can write down I did here. I could check them all off. Check them all off, and then the scheduler knows that I've done all these things, and then I can go to the next week. And what if I only check one of these? What if I have a week where I don't do very much? Is it going to adjust it? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so I'm not sure. That's something I might ask them. Like, if I am going through the digital checklist and we don't complete things, is it going to keep adjusting it so that we have more to do the next week's. All right, entry history. Okay, so just things that I've done here, and then the dashboard. Back at the dashboard, let's go to the checklist here. All right, so here is our weekly checklist. Okay, so I said that we had done these things in my digital checklist. So I'm gonna go back and uncheck, yes, and uncheck. Check off, yes, and then I'm gonna uncheck, yes. Okay, so I haven't done, all right, so back to weekly view. Okay, so now it's back this way again. So I think I would be more inclined to just do the weekly checklist just because daily might not work so well for us, but yeah, this is very cool feature to have. And I love that you can add your own things in there as well. So like I added some things so you don't have to have everything from Timberdoodle, but if you have their kit, then you can have access to this feature. Okay, and show breaks. Okay, so there's just different things. Show incomplete units from previous weeks in current week. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of different options here. Looks interesting. Definitely would be helpful for some people who need help with scheduling or are trying to find some new ideas on how to schedule, or you're new to homeschooling, you want a little bit of help with trying to figure out how much to do each week in order to complete your curriculum. One caution that I would have using this as a new homeschooler is don't let the checklist or the curriculum control your homeschool. By that, I mean, just because you have a certain number of lessons that you need to do in order to complete a curriculum in a year, that is not the end all and be all. It does not work for every child to finish all your curriculum every year. So it's great to have a guideline and to have some goals and to set goals. And you definitely should attempt to do as much as you can when it comes to homeschooling, but it's also important to not let it rule over you. Use your own instincts as a parent to know when something is too much and to back off, or when your child needs more of something. I guess that would be a caution to newer homeschoolers. So yeah, that's a very cool scheduler. It's fun to play around with. I have my own system for scheduling out our homeschool, and we're using a lot of different things, not just what we got in Timberdoodle. So I will not be scheduling out our homeschool this way, but it is fun to have and fun to look at, and maybe I'll use it to do some calculations and things like that. So now you know what the Timberdoodle scheduler looks like and how to go about setting that up. I hope that's helpful to you. If you're interested in checking out Timberdoodle further, I will link in the description box below a link to Timberdoodle. And if you're interested in seeing my unboxings that I got this year, so my 6th grade and my 8th grade customized Timberdoodle kits unboxings, I will put a link to those videos in the description box below as well. That was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to get those boxes and to see what's inside. This year, I will be going through and doing a lot of curriculum reviews on the things that I got in my Timberdoodle boxes. So stick around if that's something you're interested in seeing. Thank you so much for coming today. If you like videos like this, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to be doing a lot of homeschool planning videos in the upcoming weeks. So if you want to see how I go about my homeschool scheduling process, I have a brain dump video that I need to get up. It may be up already or it may be coming. And then I'm going to be making videos as I go through the items on my brain dump and complete some of the tasks as I prepare for the new homeschool year. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to stick around. Thank you so much for coming today, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone.